Hello students, today in this video we are going to study about magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron. By revolving electron we actually mean that, as the Bohr model of atom suggests, in atomic structure we have a nucleus, a positively charged core material at the center of the atom, and electrons are revolving around that nucleus in different orbits. So those electrons are revolving and forming a loop kind structure, and we know that if we have a moving charge or if there is a flow of electron, then there exists the current is actually because of the flow of current. So if in the orbit there exists an electron which is revolving around the nucleus, we can consider that orbit equivalent to a current carrying loop, because that shape of orbit is like a loop, and flow of electron is responsible for the flow of current in that loop kind structure. So here, as shown in the diagram, we have a positively charged nucleus at the center of the atom, and an electron is revolving around that nucleus with some speed v vector that we can give by a tangent, right? So v vector is the speed of that electron, and radius or the distance of that electron from the nucleus is small r. Now we consider that this electron is responsible for the flow of current. If this electron is moving like this, means if this electron is moving in anti-clockwise direction, then the flow of current will be opposite to that direction, means in this direction. If flow of electron is in anti-clockwise direction, then in that case flow of electron cause a current which is opposite to the direction of flow of electron, that is in anti-clockwise direction. So this orbit behaves as a current carrying loop having current in clockwise direction. Now we have also studied that if we have a current loop, then that current loop is equivalent to a magnetic dipole. That current loop behaves as a magnetic dipole with magnetic dipole moment IA. Okay, that dipole has magnetic dipole moment IA. So in that case, this current carrying loop behaves as a magnetic dipole having magnetic dipole moment IA. Now if we want to find the value for this magnetic dipole moment, then we have to know the current and the area. So area of this loop in which electron is revolving, we can write that area as the area of a circle of radius r. So area A will be pi r square, and if we talk about current, so current, we know that current is given as charge per unit time. Current is equal to charge upon time. In case of electron, the charge revolving is small e, and time is actually the time period of revolution. So capital T is the time taken by that electron to complete one revolution, and we also know it as time period of revolution. Now this time period of revolution can be represented as the total distance traveled in one cycle upon speed. So we can write it as 2 pi r upon v. This time period of revolution can be written as 2 pi r upon v. So the current that is flowing in the loop will be E upon 2 pi r upon v, that is EV upon 2 pi r. EV upon 2 pi r. So the magnetic dipole moment, and since it is because of this orbital motion, so we don't call it magnetic dipole moment, but we call it as orbital magnetic moment. It is actually the magnetic dipole moment only, but we call it as orbital magnetic moment because it is because of the orbital motion of electron. So orbital magnetic moment represented by mu and sometimes suffix L. So mu L is the orbital magnetic moment, which is given as Ia, and its value will be eV upon 2 pi r into pi r square, and on solving this we get mu L is equal to EVR upon 2. So this is the value for magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron, or we call it as orbital magnetic moment. Now let's talk about the direction of this magnetic moment. So if we apply right hand rule here in this loop, the current flowing in this loop is clockwise, and if we take our right hand and bend our fingers in clockwise direction, then we find that the thumb will point in downwards direction. So the direction of magnetic dipole moment will be in downwards direction, that is mu L vector, right? So according to right hand thumb rule, the direction of magnetic dipole moment of revolving electron will be perpendicular to the plane of its orbit and in downwards direction. This is about the mu L vector, that is magnetic dipole moment of an electron, and we also know it as orbital magnetic moment. But if we talk about angular momentum of an electron, we also know that angular momentum of electron is given as L and is equal to m, that is mass of electron, speed, and r, MEVR, and its direction is normal to the plane and upward. The direction of angular momentum is normal and upwards, means this is the direction of L vector. So this is the direction of angular momentum. Now we have two equations, mu L and L. On dividing these two equations, we can find the relation between orbital magnetic moment and angular momentum. So mu L upon L will be, on dividing these we get EVR upon 2 MEVR. It is equal to E upon 2 ME. So this is the required value. That means the relation between orbital magnetic moment and angular momentum of electron is mu L is equal to E upon 2 ME into L, and in vector form we can write it as mu L vector is equal to minus E upon 2 ME L vector. Now minus sign shows that the direction of mu L and L are opposite to each other, because mu L vector is downwards while L vector is upwards. So this is the relation between orbital magnetic moment and angular momentum. Now again, according to Bohr's quantization condition, if we apply Bohr's quantization condition here, then we know that only those orbits are permitted in which angular momentum is integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. That means according to Bohr, this angular momentum is equal to integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. Its value is always nh upon 2 pi, where n can be any integer. So we can write this equation by substituting these values. We can write this equation as mu L is equal to n E h upon 4 pi m e. So we can write mu L is equal to n E h upon 4 pi m e using Bohr quantization condition, right? And this is the required result. This result that we use is from Bohr quantization condition. This is known as Bohr quantization condition, and by applying this we can get mu L is equal to n E h upon 4 pi m e. Now as we know that mu L is equal to n E h upon 4 pi m e, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and other integers. These can be the values of n. So if we talk about minimum orbital magnetic moment, then we get the minimum one when we apply 1 at the place of n. Then the minimum value is EH upon 4 pi ME. We write this minimum value as mu B, and this mu B is known as Bohr magneton. So Bohr magneton is the minimum value of orbital magnetic moment that is associated with an electron. Okay, so Bohr magneton can be defined as the magnetic moment associated with an electron due to its orbital motion, and the orbit in which it is moving is the first orbit, because we put n is equal to 1 here, that means the first orbit. So this is due to its orbital motion in the first orbit of hydrogen atom, because Bohr theory that they prove is for hydrogen atom, right? So Bohr magneton can be defined as the magnetic moment associated with an electron due to its orbital motion in the first orbit of hydrogen atom. We can also find the value of Bohr magneton, as all these values are some constants. So by applying these values, E is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and H is the Planck's constant, that is 6.63 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second upon 4. Pi is 3.14 and mass of electron is 9.11 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilograms. So on applying all these values, we get the value of Bohr magneton equals to 9.27 into 10 to the power minus 24 ampere meter square. Now the unit is ampere meter square because it is actually a magnetic moment. The minimum value of magnetic moment is called Bohr magnetic moment. So the value of mu B is 9.27 into 10 to the power minus 24 ampere meter square. This is the value of Bohr magneton. Now one more point is there, whenever electron is revolving around a nucleus, it's also show a spin moment, right? It revolves around the nucleus as well as it rotates about its own axis. It shows some spin. So there is some spin magnetic moment also. For that spin magnetic moment, we use the symbol mu s vector, and we define this spin magnetic moment as minus E upon me s vector, where this s vector is the spin angular momentum. S vector is spin angular momentum, just as L vector is orbital angular momentum, spin vector is S vector is spin angular momentum. So this is spin magnetic moment. So if we talk about the total magnetic moment of the electron, then it is the vector sum of these two momenta. Means if we add these two vectors, mu L vector and mu S vector, then we get the total magnetic moment of the electron. So total magnetic moment of electron, of that revolving electron, is equal to mu L vector plus mu S vector, and its value will be minus E upon 2 me L vector plus 2s vector. If we add these, we get this value, and we represent it by mu vector. So mu vector is the total magnetic moment, mu L is the orbital magnetic moment, mu S is the spin magnetic moment, and by adding these two vectors, we can get the total magnetic moment of electron. So this is the magnetic moment of an electron revolving around the nucleus. That's all for the video. For next video, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.